mister. You got to hold and give, but do it at the right time. You can be slow or fast, but you must get to the line.
Welcome to WatchMojoUK, and today we'll be looking at where the cast of Gavin and Stacey is now.
How many Nurofen would I need to finish me off?
You? You'd need hundreds.
I can't afford that, can I? Not if I'm going to have an holiday this year.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we'll be looking at what the biggest names from Gavin and Stacey have done in the years since. Let us know in the comments who your favourite character is.
That story is the biggest load of rubbish I've ever heard. When are you going to learn you cannot trust no man Jam? That's why she's been divorced 3 times.
Adrian Scarborough.
Don't do it, Gav. You'll regret it for the rest of your life. Look at me.
He regrets it. I bloody regret it.
One half of the, shall we say, struggling couple, Pete and Dawn Sutcliffe, Adrian Scarborough hasn't been off screen since the show ended. You'll likely have seen him as Raymond, the murderous handler for the 12 in Killing Eve, who very nearly finishes off Villanelle.
You see what I have to put up with? It ain't worth it, I'm telling you. Stay single.
He's been in plenty of acclaimed films as well, though, including having roles in 1917, in 2019, and back in 2012 in Tom Hooper's screen adaptation of the musical version of Les Miserables. But of course, there are still lots of people who know him best for playing Pete.
I had my bag packed 3 weeks ago, if you remember. But it wasn't me on the doorstep shouting, come back, what about the kids?
Julia Davis.
We met on the internet. Our counsellor said that we could inject some passion into our relationship if we introduced a third party to the bedroom.
The other half of Pete and Dawn, Julia Davis, has had a long and successful comedy career, both before and after her turn in Gavin and Stacey. Starring in many BBC comedies, Davis doesn't just act, she's also got plenty of writing and directing credits and has been nominated for a whopping 9 BAFTAs.
But then as soon as we start discussing all the whys and the wherefores, you know.
Boundaries, code words.
Yeah.
Acting-wise, you may also remember her for a brief but memorable role in Love Actually, as well as turning up in the black comedy Four Lion, written and directed by Chris Morris, who she's worked with frequently. And she also co-created the hit comedy podcast Dear Joan and Jericha, giving terrible life advice to anyone who writes in.
Yes, it was an old photo. But have I changed that much in 15 years?
No, Dawna, you're beautiful.
Alison Steadman.
Lift it up. They won't see it.
Why can't you just hold it? I feel like a right pillock.
Oh, that's lovely, that is.
Dawn's real partner in crime was always Pam, Gavin's mother, and Julia Davis and Alison Steadman have both talked about how much fun their scenes together were. It's true, they were some of the funniest in the show. Steadman has done plenty, even beyond the world of comedy.
Because they're thinking, look at that lanky Mardy arse who can't even be bothered to hold up a banner, a beautiful banner, that his wife spent 3 hours preparing last night.
Though we love Pam, Gavin and Stacey might not even be the highlight of Steadman's career, as she also appeared in the very popular 1995 version of Pride and Prejudice, and even showed up in some episodes of the BBC America show Orphan Black. Not only has she been nominated for BAFTAs, but she's won an Olivier Award.
Only took 3 hours because you couldn't spell Stacey.
I know how to spell it. I just got confused.
What?
Because of the big pen.
Rob Brydon.
But I'm being tetchy. I trust no one. It's like being in the Big Brother house.
He hasn't left screens for years, a mainstay not only of scripted comedy, but of Britain's many panel shows. He replaced Angus Deaton as the host of Would I Lie to You? He's appeared on the Big Fat Quiz time and time again, and he's always one of the funniest in the room.
Howdy, partners. Welcome to the Horde. I can't do the accent, Pam. It's this get-up. I feel like I want to be called Tex.
Well, you look lovely, darling.
He's a staple of British show business, presenting many other prestigious shows, including his own chat show for a few years. It looks like there's just no limit to Brydon's talents, and his James Blunt cover remains legendary even years later. You can't have Gavin and Stacey without Blunt.
Surprise!
Larry Lamb.
That story is the biggest load of rubbish I've ever heard. When are you going to learn you cannot trust no man Jam? That's why she's been divorced 3 times.
Playing Mick, Gavin's dad, Larry Lamb had a long career in TV before Gavin and Stacey came along, appearing in plenty of soap operas and dramas like Triangle, The Bill, EastEnders and Casualty. He's a familiar face to most people in the country.
What's going on?
Nothing!
Stacey, will you just calm down a minute?
Doesn't sound like nothing.
But in recent years, he was a contestant in the 2016 series of I'm a Celeb. He got into a nasty argument with fellow contestant Martin Roberts and winded up getting eliminated 6th before Roberts himself was knocked out. That was the year Scarlett Moffat won. And he did, of course, reprise the role of Mick Shipman for the 2019 special.
What you doing? Leave him be, woman. Come on.
Don't you woman me. He's my only son. I've got a right to know what's going on.
No, you haven't. He's a grown man, Pam.
You're getting on my wit, Mick.
Melanie Walters.
So are you prone to changing your mind?
No, I just wanted to...
Because we want someone who's committed. We want someone who's prepared to give 100%.
She's also been in plenty of soaps over the years, popping up in Corrie, Hollyoaks, Holby, and more. She's even been on Casualty twice, as 2 different characters. Outside of playing Gwen, she might be best remembered for playing Emma, a vampire swinger, in an episode of Being Human on BBC 3.
Guess who I got a card from this morning?
Who?
Jean.
No.
Yes, the cheek of the woman.
To this day, she still lives in Swansea, where she grew up, and continues landing roles. But it's still not clear whether she's as good at cooking omelettes in real life as her fictional counterpart.
Did you want some lunch or something?
Maybe. What you having?
Oh, I don't know. An
What
omelette,
might an
maybe?
omelette? Yeah.
Matthew Horn.
Hey! Stacey! Stacey! Stacey!
Dad, what you doing?
Babe.
For a while, Matt Horn and James Corden were inseparable, taking their comedy partnership beyond the small screen and into cinema. They both starred in the comedy Lesbian Vampire Killers in 2009, a film so bad they've both since said they regretted it, and the friendship infamously fell apart. But beyond Corden, Horn has been in many other comedies.
What's in the box?
It's a ring, all right, just a ring. I'm sorry. I was gonna ask my girlfriend to marry me. Oh yeah? Will you marry me?
You'll all remember him from co-starring in The Catherine Tate Show, in many of the sketches, though most memorably as Jamie, Nan's grandson, and also as Fraser in Bad Education, also starring Jack Whitehall.
All right, boys.
Get off. It fits!
Brilliant! Ah!
Joanna Page.
What time is it?
Nearly 11.
It's not. That means I've slept for almost nearly 11 hours.
Like Julia Davis, Joanna Page was in Love Actually before Gavin and Stacey too, as Martin Freeman's on-screen love interest. She's still most known for playing Stacey, though you'll have seen her in a handful of roles since. Most notably, she appeared as Queen Elizabeth I in The Day of the Doctor Who 50th anniversary special.
So I rang my mum and I said, I've just had my first ever brunch.
I'm not being funny, Stacey, but you want to get a life. What you said just now was really boring. I mean, I can jabber with the best of them, but that... I switched off at the end of Banana.
We finally got to see exactly what happened between the Doctor and Queen Bess, a very impromptu wedding and a case of mistaken identity when the Zygons showed up. In the 2020s, Paige started a regular presenting gig on Shop Well for Less, and she's featured in lots of adverts.
Remember?
Oh, God. We said I love you.
Yeah.
And I said, if you say it first, I'll say it back.
No, that's what I said.
Oh, yeah.
Ruth Jones.
Look, I barely knows the kid. And what I do know, I don't like.
Co-creator of the show, while Corden went across the pond, Ruth Jones stayed in Blythe and has penned many more celebrated sitcoms across the years. She wrote and starred in all 6 series of Stella over on Sky, a dramedy set in Wales about a single mother, her kids, family and friends.
What are you actually knitting then, Ness?
A dress.
Oh, for the baby.
No. For me.
But she's returned to the role of Nessa since, and to the role of writing Gavin and Stacey with the 2019 special. Will there be a 4th series of Gavin and Stacey that finally answers the big questions about Smithy and Nessa? We don't know. But hopefully, one day it'll get made, though they do love their cliffhangers.
Oh! What does that sign say? Peidiwch â chyffwrdd ar perierin or sling your hook or I'll break your face.
James Corden.
Just a Caesar salad, thanks. No dressing. I'm joking! I'm having a steak!
We all know where he's been since Gavin and Stacey ended, over in America. Corden abandoned the UK for the States and eventually landed a coveted gig on The Late Late Show, which he only recently left to return to England.
But you don't even like her, do you?
No, but she just sucks me in. She's like a Dyson. Before you know it, I'm head down gunning for it.
In that time, he's managed to build a musical career, showing up in Into the Woods, Cats, and the 2021 version of Cinderella. But he's made lots of enemies in that time too, earning attention time and time again for mistreating his staff, being blatantly rude, and having an all-round bad attitude to anyone he thinks is beneath him, which happens to be most people.
I don't know. All I'm saying is there's some graffiti on a toilet brush in the men's cubicle at the Rose and Crown, which I reckon is aimed at me.
What's it say?
Smithy was here. Don't laugh, I had to get rid of it.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojoUK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.